Hey, yo, what's up? Welcome back to the Gotta Be Good podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Blizzy Tunes. We got the other host over here,
Hoodie.
and our special guest today, we got Munchie in the building. How you doing, man?
What's up?
Let's fucking go. So, quick introduction on Munchie. He's he accomplished something you don't hear a lot in the music scene. Basically, he sold out his first headline show at the Hideout, which is that room right above the poorhouse. So it's a pretty big deal, especially from someone you don't hear much about.
Oh, stop it. Stop it.
Bro, tell me a little bit more about that night and what went into it, how you got it set up, promotion, marketing, like how'd it go?
It's yeah, it's a crazy story. Because like the whole thought process of like doing a show never really kicked in until one of my buddies actually he moved to Houston and he met some promoters over there and basically he's like trying to get me on the lineup over in Houston.
Mm-hmm.
But his first initial thing that he asked was if this guy have like an EPK,
Right.
which is like a portfolio for DJs and stuff.
Yep.
Something to prove that you can bring people in. To your shows.
Exactly. So like an EPK is like basically you create a website of all your biggest accomplishments, your what you DJ'd, how much money you brought in, how much tickets you sold.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
How is the this venue that's on top of the poorhouse? Because I didn't even know there was one.
It's pretty it's always been there, but it's like it's kind of low key in a way because there's a couple of entrances to get to the hideout from within the poorhouse.
Mm-hmm.
And the big thing to that is there's like a special bookcase entrance that you can really pull the door.
Like the library.
Yeah,
thing?
it's like the
Yeah,
library
yeah,
door.
yeah.
And then I've always been curious too, but is the poorhouse and the exchange like owned by the same people? Since it's like the same building.
It's the same building, but I don't know.
Well, just because like when I worked at Skyway, like they had all these venues, like the Loft and Studio B and all that, and Barfly and Marusso's, and it's all owned by the same people. So I was just always kind of wondered.
Maybe.
It could be, yeah.
Could be. I think the hideout is part of the poorhouse. So
Okay.
I think at least they're owned by the same. I wouldn't know
Gotcha.
about exchange. But yeah, that guy asked you for your EPK.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like my EPK, and then basically I was like, okay, I really need to start doing shows because it's like I've been doing this for almost 10 years, like
Yeah.
typical bedroom DJ type of stuff, right? And so I reached out to my friend, and she used to work a lot downtown bartending,
Okay.
so she knows a lot of people, especially with the I think she's like the CEO for Poorhouse, and she reached out to her asking if, hey, can my friend do a show here? So she got back to me and she's, hey, good news, you're confirmed for a date for a show. And
Damn.
I was like, okay, cool. I got that checked off. I have a date for my own show and all that, and then,
You go into marketing straight from there.
yeah, pretty much, because this is all a new game for me. So I was like, I don't know what to do
Do
first.
venues like help out like with the marketing like for the show and the promotion,
Did they help you out?
like the venues?
I
Normally?
think it depends because in my situation, I went through a different ticketing company,
Okay.
whereas Poorhouse or Hideout, they have their specific ticketing company that they're contracted with. And then with that, obviously they would do more in terms of promote or market the event.
Gotcha.
Because if you go to like a site and then you click on a link, it brings over to the ticketing site.
Yeah.
But in my case here, it was from like another third party
Was
site.
it AXS or one of those, or was it Eventbrite?
Yeah, I think it was like Ticket Spice.
Ticket Spice. I heard of Ticket Spice before.
Yeah.
They're pretty decent.
And then basically, I my option was this is okay, now that I have a show, how I'm gonna sell tickets.
Yep.
I can go to the route where like, oh, you can just Venmo me, and then you're in, or I can keep it more professional.
Yep. Get an email.
Yeah.
Get
Get
your
an email, take it.
barcode.
I don't mind doing the Cash App thing though, or
No,
the Venmo thing.
It's smooth, but I feel like it could get complicated.
Well, because like, what if you don't have Venmo or Cash App or anything? You know what
Yeah.
I mean? But
Yeah. Well, for my point of view, it's I like the whole organization of it, just to keep everything all into
Professional.
one site, professional.
Yeah.
And just to track my tickets.
Yep. They do ticket tracking, and what else can you see on the other side of that end, like besides ticket tracking?
Ticket tracking, and then just
Like age, probably demographic, things like
demographics,
that.
just the pretty standard stuff.
Yeah.
The time of day in which people buy the tickets and stuff.
What time of day did you see the highest peak in ticket sales?
It would be I think it will be the within the first week. Obviously all the homies
Yeah.
hopped in to buy it there. And after that, just word of mouth.
Yep.
But at first, I was like, we came up with the idea of like, hey, let's do like a promotion, like a sweepstakes type thing, right?
Yep.
Where if you get comment, tag, like, all that stuff on social media, then basically you're entering to get free tickets on a certain date. So we did that, and then knowing how people work, they tend to wait for that first so they can score free tickets before actually buying their own tickets. So we announced that, and then like I said, more word of mouth can it be, and then like, oh, Matt's doing a show, why don't you come? And it just, to my surprise, seeing people from other states, that
That's
I have friends
crazy.
that moved out and
That
everything.
gave me amped up.
How far did they travel for that?
So I had people from Chicago,
Yep.
people from Cali. I supposed to have people from Atlanta, people from Iowa. And
Damn, Cali's crazy. So you had homies that flew back for your first headline set?
yeah,
That's awesome, man. Those are some real homies.
yeah, and
Sure.
my family too, which they don't tend to go out as much.
Right.
They're more local for sure, and
And I'm pretty sure, like, I remember you saying you guys sold out before doors opened.
yeah.
Yeah.
So,
How many days before?
It was about like a week.
A week?
So
Nice.
yeah, so basically, when I was approaching the month of the show, I noticed that tickets are getting up and up and up and up, which was like awesome, right? But another thing came to mind is like, okay, if I did sell out 200 tickets for the show, then I'm worried about the type of environment it's gonna be, because I don't want it to be like us in sardine cans,
Right,
like,
yeah. Sardines in a can,
Yeah,
too tight.
can't move, and
Yep.
basically you can't dance anywhere.
Yep.
So I was like, okay, let me cap it at 150 initially, and then mark it as sold out.
Yep.
Right.
So capacity is 200?
Yep, capacity is 200.
And then so that's pretty cool that you considered like the experience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, when I marked it for 150, and posted the sold out flyers,
Yep.
that's when it blew up even more, because like,
Yeah,
okay,
now it's sold out. Now it's exclusive.
Yeah,
Like,
and
how
then-
can I get in this event?
pretty
Yeah.
much.
It's
And I was
funny
like,
that people think like that, honestly.
Yeah, yeah. It's like you could have got the ticket way before. and
It's like
now that
part of the chase, you know what I mean? Like,
It's whatever way. It's like people want that clout. They want to be in that event that sold out.
yeah,
Hypes it up.
the FOMO type of stuff, right?
Mhm,
Throwing
exactly.
myself. And yeah, and then from after that, people started reaching out to me, DM me, asking me for tickets, and so forth, and like,
So you had 50 extra tickets to hand out just by like invite only type. Did you use any of those?
yeah. So
You did?
basically, the 50 tickets, one of my homies hit me up. He immediately wanted 20 tickets,
Okay.
so we went up to 170.
Did you mark those up?
Yep.
Hell yeah.
So basically, what I did here to keep track of those ticket sales is to technically open up more availability or more tickets online, because I can choose an option to limit how many ticket sales you have.
Yeah.
So I pushed it to 170, and then obviously they bought the tickets from that point on.
Uh-huh.
And then it just, all the people wanted to come in and just reaching out. I'm like, okay, just
Dude, that's freaking awesome, man.
Venmo me, and then I'll mark the ticket, and I'll send you the QR code. That's
Yep.
it.
So now business aside, let's talk about that night, because like I'm sure you had to show up early, get set up, get ready for like what you were already expecting to be a crazy crowd. How did that go?
Yeah, so when I got there, the first thing that I had to do was pretty much drop off all the production equipment, the lighting,
Yep.
decks, the visual decks, and all that stuff there.
They had a sound guy hook all that up, or did you hook that up?
I did most of the production setup. The sound guy, because it's pretty much just a plug and play type of thing, where you just plug in the DMX cords into the mixer, right? And then for the lighting, I opted for the gig bar stands, where they're more portable, and they have like a built-in sound feature mode where it just triggers based off the music.
Right.
Because I wanted to have a like a lighting tech guy, or someone supporting
Someone controlling the shit.
with the visuals. But unfortunately, me going through the entire process of marketing and trying to figure out how I want the visuals for the show to be. It was a bit too late, because they're already booked for the week. I think there was like a summer camp festival, I forgot which it was, but going on the same day with another Lucati, I think.
Dude, I was opening that night for Lucati.
Yeah, I think I remember you telling me that too. So went there, set up the music, the productions. It was fairly simple, but I was just trying to figure out where the best spot for the lights to the dance
The
floor and
crowd
everything
itself.
like that. And then after that, I wanted doors to be open at 9:30, so it gives people more time to come in to see the first act, the opener.
Yep. Who was that, by the way? I forgot. Was it Vince?
Yep, it was Vince.
Vince was on the lineup. Who was on the lineup real quick? So Doors was Vince.
So it was just Vince and then Johnny from Ricky Miller.
Johnny.
Mm-hmm.
Mike wasn't there.
No,
No.
he had to go to I think Bungee Waters for that weekend.
Oh yeah. Yep. So yeah. So Weekend Bender, but just Bender, Vince,
Bender
and
for
then
sure.
and then you Munchie. 3 people on the lineup that night.
Yep.
So you DJ'd for 2 hours.
So we originally was gonna do I think an hour 15 a piece,
Hour 15 apiece.
but then they wanted me to have a longer set time since I'm the closer.
Yep.
So I went from hour to hour and 30 for me.
Yep.
And yeah, I think the biggest thing that I had to do when I got there was just to manage everything because like.
Did you make a good call on the capacity, like head count?
Oh yeah,
I think?
yeah.
Perfect.
I think it was a perfect amount of people. It was like, let alone it's all the friends.
Yeah,
and
and like
homies.
anything EDM, like show wise, we like our space. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
people like to dance and shit.
You don't want it to be like a hip hop show. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Getting all rowdy.
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, quick side note. So Uzi was last night. Hoodie was there.
I was there.
Yeah, was the crowd pretty popping? Was it pretty lit?
It was
crazy?
pretty poppin'. It was an all ages show, so it
Yep.
ended at like 10:30, but it was still pretty fun.
Yep.
He played like a lot of his new album, but then he played like last hour or some throwback. So
You been to
Good time.
any hip hop concerts or nah? Just straight up.
Not for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, like I went to festivals where there's like hip hop artists.
yeah,
that-
like
that were
before
playing.
last night, I hadn't been to like an actual hip hop show like that in probably 4 or 5 years.
Fucking. You were at Zoo though.
I wasn't at Zoo.
You weren't at Zoo?
No, I
I
wasn't
swear
at
I saw you at Zoo.
No,
Vince was there
Vince was there.
Yeah.
The other homies was there, but
Yeah.
I didn't go to the Zoo. I think they
Yeah,
mainly
you-
went for
for Noizu.
Noisy. Yeah,
Dude,
From what I
so
heard.
that was like the best show ever,
was it
in my opinion. Yeah.
like the overall show?
Overall
Best show of all time.
Of all time, I've seen at the Armory ever.
Really?
Yeah, bro,
Wow.
ever in my whole history of attending Armory shows. That's including Excision. That's
Subtronics.
including Subtronics.
Subtronics.
That-
I'd say it probably is. I've seen the best show.
That's your best show. What's
I
your
would
What's your
think so.
favorite best show you've seen so far at the Armory in your whole life of going to the Armory?
I don't know. I may be biased because my favorite DJs are Zed's Dead, so it's
Mhm.
probably
I went to a Zed's Dead concert there and it was pretty good too.
yeah, it's probably one of their shows because I've been.
Do you
to
remember
many
like
shows.
that like Aztec looking jersey they were selling?
I can't recall. But
Super bright, a lot of colors. Definitely copped that when I was there.
You got to
Dropped like $120 on it.
the only one that I've gotten was the Northern Lights one when they
Mhm.
released the album.
It's a good album.
Yeah.
I saw you made a Zed's Dead like tribution playlist.
Yeah. So that it's a tribute to my favorite DJs, and it's something that I always want to do. Like going through in my head, like okay, like what what's the next mix I'm gonna do since I wasn't doing shows at the time.
Yeah.
So it's like getting my creativity out there and see what I can do that's different from everyone else because like. For me, if I go to SoundCloud, I see mixes. I see a lot of the same mixes.
hmm
Especially like let's see here, like crybang stuff or stuff that people would play like to build up or like a pre-mix for like a Lost Lands fest,
Yeah.
those
Couchlands.
yeah, Couchlands, and it's just all the same stuff. So like my mindset was like, okay, let me try to make something that's different. Obviously, in my taste, and which Zed's Dead was the one that came to me the most because I love a lot of the songs. And it's finding ways to flip things too.
Yep. And your flips are freaking hot, dude. Like I've seen this man DJ live at the party, at the after party, and it's always, bro. He just explain to them what you do, man. I thought it was so crazy when you first explained it to me.
Yeah. So I got into production maybe around like 2015, 2016. And, because I was like, okay, I kind of want to DJ, it's just like going to shows.
Yeah,
and
it's like
Yeah.
the next step.
yeah. Because prior to DJing, I used to b-boy. I used to breakdance a lot.
For sure.
And I was the guy to actually make those mixtapes on a CD or burn music on a CD and then play it on a boombox.
Yeah.
So I always had that background of like being involved in music, and I always with that being said, I was like, okay, why not just start getting into production and start making music, right? So I couldn't immediately get into like make my own original sound yet because I was still new to the game. I was YouTubing and everything. I was trying to study, figure out how Ableton works. But when I got a grasp of it, I tend to when I listen to music, I tend to try to think other sounds or other music.
It's almost like your brain's mixing.
Yeah,
You're listening to the one song and you're thinking of
like, oh,
what would sound good with it.
Yeah, that's not what sound dope to it.
Yeah.
So a lot of that comes to mind, and then when I get into the production part of it over in Ableton, I just put all my creativity into the workstation and see if it fits.
And then like the cool thing that I like about your sets too is like your transitions from house to dubstep are pretty clean. And like that's a pretty big tempo jump. That's like a 20 BPM tempo jump, 25 BPM tempo jump.
Yeah, that's another thing that I pride myself in is to just venture out into different genres because I love house, I love dub, I love bass, I love trap, I love D&B.
A little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything, yeah.
And he literally plays a little bit of everything.
I love that.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like it's not often you see that. It's usually like, straight house all night, or straight dubstep. Usually within the parameters of the beat of the tempo.
Yeah. It's something to keep the audience on their toes.
Yeah,
for sure. And then, did you have like any influence on like when you started like break dancing, or like were all the boys in high school break dancing? So that's what you were doing, or?
Like what do you mean by influence? Like
did you have like anyone in your family that kind of influenced you to get like into like the creative space?
Or anyone you looked up to or anything like that?
I would say like when I first got into EDM, which is like I think 2013, and it was a venture club that played here.
The club's good.
Yeah, in Skyway. Because I think my b-boy friends, they were never into the EDM scene because they're still focused on breakdancing, creating their own studio and all of that. And I for my life, or I guess my school life, I moved to Chicago my junior year in high school, and basically just parted ways from my childhood friends.
Were you originally from here then, or?
I was born in Chicago, but I moved here when I was 2.
Gotcha.
So I was here for most of my life. But my parents, or mainly my dad's side's over in Illinois. So I went over there, finished high school, finished my first semester of community college, and then decided to move back here to Minnesota.
Right.
And then my friends that were still here, or that are still here, they're still doing b-boy.
Yep.
Whereas I went to another community college, I met up with other friends, and then that ventured into like, okay, hey, how about you want to go to the show?
Yeah.
Which was a venture club. And when I went, I was like, this is pretty dope.
Was that at Skyway?
Yeah, Skyway.
What did you think of Skyway the first few times? What do you think about it?
Since it was like all new to me at first, I thought it was like really sick. Because the Skyway layout has, it's kind of like...
It's like theater.
Yeah,
like,
it used
slanted.
to be a theater.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that just opened my eyes into it. I eventually learned more and started going to shows with my brother and my cousins in Illinois.
Yep.
And I think their influence on their taste is what I leached onto and started to love myself.
I feel like too, Chicago has a pretty big EDM scene there or down there.
They have the Prism down there. Prism usually goes all night, like till 6 a.m. or something, right?
Sheesh.
I think there's some venues that go up to like 5.
Yeah.
The one I went to that was really nice when we all first went, and all my friends that are in my current group all went, was in the Oregon Ballroom.
I haven't heard of it.
Yeah, it's one of the bigger venues there, but the layout is so sick because like it's kind of like a Coliseum layout where there's 2 levels, but then if you look at the very top of the roof, there's like painted skies into it.
Yeah.
So it brought that vibe, and we're all like, because like the first years of EDM, especially between I think 2013 up to 2018, 2019, I feel like it was the peak era.
Yeah, that's way before my time, man.
Yeah.
I don't know nothing about that.
Because it was like not as mainstream as it is today, right?
Yeah.
So it was like a lot more less worrying about like thieves and pickpocketers.
Oh
and all
yeah,
that
you're
stuff.
talking about like the plur vibes were actually.
I got
Yeah.
into the scene probably like 2014, like
2014.
junior year of high school, I would say.
Yeah, so like, what was popping music around the time? Like I know Skrillex.
Well,
was
I
in
went to
his-
Skrillex
Yes,
for
oh
sure,
my
but
God.
I remember I went to Somerset, and before then, like we just wanted to go on like a boys trip kind of before our senior year of high school,
Mhm.
and it was a 16 plus at the time, and there was a couple big like hip hop artists on the lineup, but all the rest were EDM artists. I've never even like heard of these people, but
Mhm.
we're gonna go. It's an hour away, and that's kind of like how the whole EDM stuff started for me.
Dude, yeah, it's you go to one and it's like that shit was fucking dope.
I think yeah, and
Yeah.
I mean this was way before Bass Nectar became a weirdo, so like he closed the festival that year.
Yep.
I even think like Datsik played that year too before he got all weird.
With the Tulsa.
Yeah, yeah,
I fucking didn't get into the scene till like 2018.
that's all right.
Yeah, so I'm a little bit late, but similar story.
Hey,
Well,
you're here now.
I'm here now,
Yeah,
man. You
yeah.
know, but similar story. You know, production led to something, led to something, led to something.
And you're like spinning too. You know what I mean? You're not
Yeah.
just fanning like me.
We out here. How did you meet? So we're mutuals through Weekend Bender.
Mhm.
So like, who did you meet first in that squad? How'd you get to know those guys?
So
'Cause they're all pretty good shit.
Yeah, it's all
Yeah.
like a lot of mutuals.
Yeah.
So like the story with Johnny or one part of Weekend Bender,
Yeah.
we went to an after, and being like a bedroom DJ, they brought their setup, and I went over and just to chill and
Yeah. Hang out.
and stuff,
Yeah.
and like, oh, you want to DJ? So I was like, oh, I saw a deck there, and I was kind of drunk too, so I was, so I was like, you know what, fuck it, I'm just gonna see what I can do here, and and to know the songs, the playlists,
Yeah.
the DJ setup, it's all
Get that liquid courage and
all new to me in terms
Yeah.
of like my comfort zone.
Yep.
But when I started mixing and Johnny saw me mixing, he's like, holy shit, this dude can mix. Because I was like, just like,
Did it kind of come naturally to you?
yeah.
Yeah.
I was just like chopping it up. I was looping everything. I was playing all his music, all house music too. And
Yeah.
it's like, man, this guy can really mix. So we started talking more from there. And he really wanted to know more or dig my brain.
Yeah, pick your brain a little bit. Yeah.
In terms of how I DJ and all that stuff there. So that's how we connected more so because of that reason. And
Yeah.
he started doing shows, and from that point on, it's another influence that I saw in myself. That okay, if one homie does start doing shows, then
Yeah.
you kind of want to start doing shows because you don't want to be left alone or left
Yeah.
out.
And it's crazy because like the whole group blows up around the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's wild. I feel like that's why all these celebrities got pictures of like way back then with each other.
Yeah.
Because they were on the same group, blew up around the same time.
Mhm.
I almost call it like a class,
Yeah.
like the same way we go to high school and shit.
that makes sense.
You know
I
what
get
I'm
why
saying?
you call it that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the way I understand it. Let's talk about afters a little bit. What's your favorite part of an afters, man? I always love a good night at the club, and then we get the, hey, man, the move is here. Like,
So I think it's just the whole.
Yeah.
And I think it's also given my age now, since I'm getting older and older. Afters are getting a lot harder.
yeah, yeah.
So like,
How old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm 31.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
Damn, I didn't even know that, bro.
I mean, I'm
Yeah.
only 26, and I'm already starting to feel that way.
Same.
Yeah, it comes up fast. That's my my tip to y'all.
Mhm.
When you guys get older. But I think my favorite part right now is just the kickback.
The kickback part of
kickbacks
it.
here. You
Yeah.
can go back after a good show and kind of kick back.
Chill with the homies, sober up.
Yeah, and then I don't know about that sober up part.
Yeah, sometimes you don't sober up.
But yeah, it gives me more I guess more time to like just share more stuff about me.
Yeah.
Whether it's just talking about life, playing games, or even the new stuff that I have for music.
Yeah.
'cause I-
Spitballing all ideas, with each other.
you
Yeah,
know.
at the last one, they had a whole deck set up, and we were just spinning, chilling, drinking, talking.
Okay,
It's
so
good
for like
time.
an afters, like is it usually like at someone's crib, or where's normally an afters take place? You think?
For the most part,
Yeah.
it's someone's crib.
Yeah, someone's kitchen.
Yeah, someone's.
I mean,
kitchen.
that's shit, dude. Maybe
Yeah.
some food while you're out there.
Bro,
Yeah, I mean-
I've been to some where they have like pizza, bro. Like,
Yeah.
like laid out, very hospitable.
Yeah,
For sure.
Yeah,
I think for me too, like we tend to have a lot of afters at my place, and my job as a host, and I also love to cook too.
Dude, I love hosting.
Yeah,
It's the best.
it's like your comfort zone, but you can walk people
and
in.
you don't have to worry about getting yourself home. You're already home.
Yeah, you could pass out.
So nice.
So yeah, I always want to provide food for my friends if I can. So
Yeah.
I cook for them too. And fun fact, the origin of my name Munchie wasn't even because like it's weed related. It's
Right.
more so because I love to cook food.
Oh
sure.
yeah, I remember you
Yeah.
telling me that.
Yeah.
Nice.
So because I was in the process of like, what should my DJ name be? And my friends were like, how about Munchie? Because you like to cook. So I was like, oh
And your
fuck with
logo's
that.
sick too, bro. Like his it's like the M, but it's like looks like a monster.
yeah,
Word.
yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking dope.
So it's and moving forward and start doing shows, I realized that I can't have like a specific logo. I would actually have need to have a DJ font.
Mm-hmm.
So worked on that too as well, and doing the process of marketing and promoting my first show. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of work that I had to do behind the scenes
Yeah.
to make things right. And also since this is my first time, I my main thought is not to fuck up.
Yeah.
I have to make sure I put on the best show I can.
Every time, make the most of it.
Mm-hmm.
I get it. You got anything planned for the future? Any ideas or nothing you could talk about yet?
I can talk about it. So it's we're currently waiting on a flyer, but this is fairly new news that came to me. From the friend from Houston. He met some promoters over in Houston, and basically that promoter hosted a lot of shows where he like included like Shaq, Arm & Hammer,
DJ Diesel, that'd be
yeah,
sick.
Yep.
big artists for his venues and everything like that. So he asked me about me, and he hit me back up. We exchanged emails, and he's like, "Hey, do you want to do a show at Totos, which is like another venue in Houston?"
Okay.
In Texas, that'd be sweet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then basically he told me that you're gonna be open for DJ Baby Boy, which is another DJ that I grew up listening to.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically, he plays like specific like break beats and stuff, like
Okay.
really
Like
kind of the older EDM. Yeah, which still bangs to this day.
Yeah.
I try to incorporate that into my sets, but he gave me like a time stop, and then the time stop was a direct opener time stop for DJ Baby Boy.
Damn, that's huge, man.
Yeah,
And then those time slots in Houston, like the direct openers are what, like 2 to 3?
yep. So my time slot would be 11:30 to 12:30.
Okay.
And then closers are usually about an hour and a half, so
Yep.
12:30 to close, 2
Okay.
o'clock. So I'm really pumped for that.
Yep.
And it's kind of like it's still surreal to me just to think that since I just did a show this year, my first show, that I'm able to do another show out of state.
I was just gonna say, out of state, like that's
Yeah, man.
That's-
When
that's
you
awesome.
when you flex like that, and you're not even flexing, bro. You're unintentionally flexing, bro.
Yeah.
It's like when you sell out your first show, the doors open up, man. It's crazy. Like Weekend Bender sold out their first headline show too. And like now they just headlined a sim show last night, and like it didn't even get popping till their set.
Yeah,
you know
till
what I'm
we're all
saying?
there. Yeah.
Exactly. And then like so DJ Wolfgard is also part of that group that I know, sold out his first show, and then that kind of spiraled them into a whole bunch of stuff too. So like when you do something like that, like people notice.
Yeah, it's definitely out of my comfort zone. But that's the best part of life, I would say, because if you're doing things that are outside your comfort zone, that means you're progressing.
it's
in life.
good for you.
Yeah, it's growth. Growth
Might be
happens.
scary as fuck, but just do it.
Mhm.
Yep. So when is the Houston event going down?
So the Houston event is gonna be on December 1st,
December 1st.
Ooh, that's 5 days before my
Yeah.
birthday.
Okay.
5 days before your
Happy early
birthday.
birthday, man.
Oh, I appreciate it. I wasn't trying to like, ask for a happy birthday, but
fucking
I
get-
appreciate you.
We're partying, man.
But yeah, it's gonna be a pretty busy month, a couple months coming up here. Obviously Halloween is already next week, which is
Yep.
crazy. But
That
the
is
month of
crazy.
November is Thanksgiving. I need to spend time with my family, so I'm planning flying to Chicago, visit, and then fly straight to Houston to do the show for DJ Baby Boy. Then fly back because the week after is late night takeout.
Oh yeah, late night takeout's coming up, man.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that a little bit, man. So late night takeout, Poorhouse, right?
Mhm.
And the Hideout,
Yep. 2 shows. Dual stage experience is what we call it.
dual stage experience.
Yeah.
So what's going on both stages? Is it
Yeah, so I can get into more detail about that there.
at a later time or right now? Is
No.
there certain things you can and can't talk about?
There might be certain things, so
Yeah.
I'll limit myself, but I'll
Okay.
keep it kind of vague.
Yep.
On what I can say.
Yep.
because everything that's been said has always been said on social media.
Okay.
So the late night takeout, the concept, I think came originally from Johnny.
Yep.
And then we were talking about this at the afters.
Yeah.
You know?
The afters, man. Business be popping off at the afters.
Exactly. So
we talked about this podcast at the afters.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So I was at the afters and I was talking with Johnny, and Johnny had the ideas like, hey, why don't we start a group um, that it can be like all minorities, specifically, you know, AAPI.
Yep.
And we can just do our own shows and just be a part of the community more, but in our way.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know, that's a dope idea. I love that idea because what I was thinking at the time is if you think about like East Coast, West Coast, they do have those groups already that do shows, and they are mainly, you know, minorities.
Yeah.
So there's not much that I can think of or know that there's here in Midwest that does that. So late night, you know, came to be from that reason. And yeah, we want it to be open for everyone to come.
Yeah.
And how we were planning it initially was like, okay, what was the venue? So Poorhouse was the first venue that came to mind, and then ended up being both stages, Poorhouse and Hideout, which was dope. And then which means that we can host more DJs. So we got 8 DJs on the lineup so far.
Is that public news yet? The lineup or not yet?
We'll be finalizing that lineup next month.
Okay.
So keep your eyes peeled on our socials, Late Night Takeout. But yeah, it's gonna be a setup where we're flipping genres halfway.
Okay.
So what that means is we're gonna play house music on one stage for 2 hours, and then flip it over to bass music on that stage, and vice versa for the Hideout.
Gotcha.
I like that idea.
Yeah. A little bit of everything for everybody. Do you think there's gonna be those people that like, I fuck with dubstep and go back to listening to dubstep again?
Hopefully. And like I said, everyone's welcome.
Yeah.
But I have a good feeling that it's gonna be a fun show.
Yeah. It's definitely a dope concept. I've never experienced a stage swap.
Yeah.
So when I first heard about it, I'm like, that's a pretty interesting concept right there.
Right. Because
it's first of its kind.
It's kind of like a little mini festival in a way. You
Yeah.
know? Like you want to go to the stage, you can just go over that stage and check it out.
Dude, imagine taking over a whole strip
That'd be
or
wild.
something like that. Like the idea just gets so big, you take over like 4 or 5 bars,
That'd be crazy.
and then just starts.
yeah,
I don't know.
that'd be insane.
Shit, one day I hope. Yeah, for real.
But yeah, it's December 8th. If you're on tickets right now, they're on pre-sale for $15, but they will be going up next month in November.
Okay,
So
gotcha.
up.
Fuck yeah, can't wait for that, dude. I'm gonna be in there for sure.
Yeah, so because it's a lot. When I say it's a lot of work, because I want to make 2 different sets. Obviously, one for late night, but also one for Baby Boy.
Yeah.
Because I have specific songs I would want to play down south that would cater more
To that crowd.
to the crowd. Yeah.
Yeah.
Versus late night, and with late night, I'm debuting my Kill Bass mix, Volume 5.
Nice.
That's slowly been a hit because that's the main mix that I will share all my friends on, and they love it.
Yeah.
You know?
Is it? You said it's the first time you're debuting it, so it's not on SoundCloud, not on any of that.
Not yet.
Did you spin any of it that those few times we hung out?
I think I played a little bit of the intro when
Yeah, a little bit of the
we
intro.
were driving, but
Yeah.
besides that, I've been doing a better job on keeping on the wraps because
Yeah.
when it comes to the actors, and when I mentioned I like to share stuff, I like to share unreleased music,
Yeah.
which trust me, I wake up the day after, I'm like,
You're like, I should.
Why did I?
why do that?
But dude, it's hard to not tell people shit like that. You know what
yeah,
I
'cause
mean?
it's a banger, you know, in my ears.
You get excited about it.
Yeah, like I'm
You
trying
want-
to bounce it off someone and see what
Yeah.
they think.
And then next thing you know, you wake up and it's everywhere.
Yeah.
You're like,
It's
shit.
Oh,
public news.
Yeah, so I've gotten better at doing that, on keeping my stuff on the low.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm excited to debut that. It's gonna be a crazy mix. It's gonna be I think it's gonna be Skrillex inspired. A lot more hip hop into it.
Okay.
Obviously, since I will be performing at the bass stage of it in late night, it's gonna be a lot of bass music into it too as well.
Yep.
But obviously, with my style of DJing in terms of playing different genres. So I can play like bass house or D&B on top of that, on top of dubstep and our trap. So yeah, just keep your ears open for that coming up on December 8th.
Fucking DJ Munchie, man. I swear, dude. You're fucking lit.
That's 2 days after my birthday.
I'll give you a birthday shout out.
My man. I'll have to pull up then for sure.
Bro, I'll record it. We could splice it into the vid. No, I'm just kidding. It'll be out way. This will drop way before that.
Yeah, this will drop way before that. Oh, hopefully if Tony does his job correctly.
Yeah, it should though.
I'm just kidding. He always gets it done.
The genre hopping is crazy for me though. It's dope how you do it so good, so well, and like it's crazy that you managed to keep yourself hidden from the public eye. Yet you got like your hand in a bunch of areas, and it's like, is that how you intend it to be? Or one day are you just gonna like release everything, double down on like social media?
Yeah, it's still all new to me.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of work, especially on the marketing side. I didn't realize that marketing itself, especially if you have no team, takes a lot of work and effort.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like at the beginning for everyone, it's on them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We would love the help to pay someone to do some of this shit, but I don't have the money for that.
Exactly. So you have to figure out costs too as well and all that. But yeah, it's a slow ramp for me, even though it seems fast and big right now since I'm doing a lot more shows in such a short time frame. But once I'm more comfortable within the concept of doing shows, and then hopefully making it into a career where I'm getting paid that I don't have to rely on my current job now.
Yep.
Then I would choose to double down and start.
Once the game starts sustaining itself. Yeah, I feel that to a T, man.
If you don't mind me asking, what's your day job?
So my day job, I work in tech. I'm in billing. Gotcha. So we're kind of like a account manager for billing here. But it's any other tech job. I trust me, it took a lot of hard work to get there.
Yeah, no, for sure.
But yeah, I think I'm more blessed that my job gives me the ability to remotely work from home.
That's nice. I don't feel like I wouldn't get anything done at home, but it is nice to have that option.
Yeah, it's a double-edged sword for sure. Because everything it's there when you wake up.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's the same environment. So you work from home, you do work, but then after that, I jump right into my DAW, my Ableton, and start working with music. And sometimes I'd be working from, I start work at 8, and I finish work at 4, and then from there I would work on music up until like 2 a.m. sometimes.
Time flies when you make music too.
It does.
Yeah, it's like especially if your room is dark, you got the curtains closed, you just get to work and you check your phone and it's like 5 hours just went by.
Yeah. It's a lot of,
and you're only working on that same drop.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a lot of repetitiveness for sure.
Yeah, man. One thing I've always gotten is like, producers, we're listening to the same section over and over again for hours on hours. And it's like, imagine how your like roommates feel, It's like, especially if you're making a banger, it's like, it drops for a little bit.
I don't make music, but I've seen Tony like edit his shit. He used to have a pretty cool studio in his closet, but I'm like, I would not have the patience for this shit. That's why I appreciate music so much more, because I don't make it. You know what I mean?
And then like the producer's ear is like the curse of the producer's
ear. They get in their head.
Yeah. Yeah, or like not even that. Like you go see a show live.
Yeah, that's another thing too.
Yeah,
because when you go to shows live now, you're so embedded with the thought of making music, and when you go about going to shows, because beforehand you just go to shows and just enjoy shows. Right?
Exactly.
But now you go to shows, you kind of critique. Now you're forced to like listen to the transitions or the songs that are coming up.
It's almost kind of like bringing Tony to a concert.
Yeah.
He's like having fun, but he also just wants to like get work done. Like, like when I'm just like at the show, like enjoying it, like
you're having a good time.
I'm
like,
over here, like, let's kill like some tequila shots, let's like do some dancing or something.
For real.
This kid's trying to like find out like who like put the show on and like
wants to know if they need a photographer,
the lighting guy or some shit.
Yeah.
No, it's real though, man. I remember once I started getting into that mindset, I'd go to shows and I would try to break down the different layers in a song. And then it's like I would peep the trend, like you said, the transitions, like how they would build it up and transition to the next section.
Yeah,
and like it's a good form of training your ear actually, but it's like a curse too, because
it is. It kind of ruins the excitement.
Yeah,
because like being a DJ, you had to look for a lot of music. So you had a crate dig for a lot of music, right?
Yeah.
So you listen to hundreds of tracks per day.
Yep.
Different kind of remixes of the same track. And then when you get to a show and you listen to it, it kind of ruins that surprise now because like you heard that remix before, you heard that track before.
Yep.
Yeah.
Whereas, you know, when I first got into it around like 2013, in that period, it's all new to me. So when I heard a drop, I'm like, oh, that's the sickest drop ever.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And then so for me, you know how the artists make their VIP, and kind of like you said, you don't hear it till you go see the artist play.
Yep.
And then you hear, you're like, that was fucking sexy, that was fire. But then you go on Beatport and you see the VIP is like available to buy it.
Yeah.
And then now it like ruins how
exactly.
Yeah.
That surprise of the song.
Exactly.
Because that's what I noticed too a lot, especially over at Lost Lands. Every DJ that was playing on the main stage,
Did you go this year?
VIP. I didn't go this year.
What year did you go?
I didn't go at all.
Okay.
Yeah. But Couchlands.
Yeah, Couchland.
Oh, okay.
I've been in Couchlands.
I was gonna ask this question too. I was like, have you been to any festivals?
This year I went to Heat Wave over in Chicago,
Gotcha.
but it's more like Cold Wave because it was cold as fuck. It was raining and I was like shaking my tits and everything. I was like, I don't know if I was dancing or just shaking so hard.
But
So,
do you go to
little
like
bit
a
of
lot
both.
of just like shows in Minneapolis then, or
I not recently. I think the main shows I would go to is either just to hang out with friends.
like local?
So like Tiesto was a recent one.
I like that one. That was good.
I went over to who was playing? Not a dub DJ, but I forgot who was playing.
Skyway,
No, it was at Armory.
Armory.
Because I was trying to buy my tickets for Slander that day too, but I forgot who I was.
Slander's good.
Yeah,
I went
that's
to
the,
Slander
that's the
this
second
last-
favorite show I seen. Slander.
I saw the last time he was at the Armory.
Yep. With Glitch Mob.
Pretty sure.
Yeah,
I was pretty.
They had that stage that was like a circle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I think the Eye is what they call
the
it.
eye. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think they're coming again pretty soon though. Yeah.
Yeah, they're
It's-
coming on the same day that I'm doing the show over Houston.
oh,
Oh, you're not
sure.
okay.
it's about, I forgot. It's like show season now. Like it was just festy season not that long ago. It's about
Yeah.
to be.
The winter time is always pretty good in Minnesota for shows.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Sub and Excision usually always come like around winter time.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, they just announced the ZZ and Zed.
You going to both of those?
That'd be tight.
It's still in the air because my initial plan was to go to Houston
Oh.
for New Year's.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll see.
We'll see what's going on. I'm trying to get a group of friends to go to Denver with me for Mount P.
Malpi.
Yeah. Mount P's fucking lit,
Yeah,
bro.
Malpi's fire.
Yeah.
Want to go to a Red Rock show really bad?
I guess you
Alright.
got to hike to get into Red Rocks.
That's fine with me.
Oh, okay.
I just gotta experience it.
Not a hiker.
I did too.
I'm not
you
a
been, you
hiker.
been Red Rocks?
No, I
No.
I was gonna go for ZZ when
Yeah.
they first announced Dead Rocks for the first time.
Well,
Yeah.
normally too, like bigger DJs and artists book that like 2-3 nights in a row.
Mhm.
Yep.
I really wanted to go to the Skrillex one. We had the
That would
5-hour
be
one,
tight.
Mm-hmm.
but tickets sold out so fast. It was crazy because a lot of scalpers, and then they did a thing where they caught on to scalpers and sent out email like, "Hey, we're gonna do another round of tickets to be sold. But if you get an email, then you get a chance to buy it." Unfortunately, I didn't get an email, so
Damn.
Yeah,
Skrillex is one of those artists I want to see, but I haven't seen.
I saw him in Tampa Bay.
What year?
It was Sunset Music Festival. That had to be probably 3-4 years ago already.
3 or 4 years ago?
Yeah,
Okay.
I couldn't tell you.
So
the
it was
year.
like new Skrillex.
No, I wouldn't say that. He was already pretty established by the time I saw him.
No, I meant like new age Skrillex. Like new
Yes,
like new
yes.
music.
Yeah.
Not
Okay,
like
sorry,
dubstep.
I think I heard you
Yeah.
incorrectly.
No, yeah. Yeah, I'm more of a fan of his like
I like his old shit too.
I like his old shit
Like
better.
Breaking a Sweat is one of my favorite
Yeah.
songs.
classic. Yeah.
And at the end, how they play, what's it? Morrison. How he's predicting EDM music like 30 years prior. Like I don't know if you remember that part of the song. Like at the
No.
end, he's like in an interview, and he's saying that in the future it's gonna be like all electronics
Mhm.
and like discs and shit like that. And this was like before dubstep or house or dance music was even a thing.
So he basically like called it out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
The LeBron James of EDM.
mhm. pretty much.
He's definitely a pioneer for sure. Yeah,
shit.
because I remember his Ultra set in Miami. The one where he had Jack U.
Is that Diplo and that's
Diplo.
Diplo's group, right? Or
Yeah,
is that Major Lazer?
Diplo and Skrillex.
That's Jack U.
Yep, Jack U.
Okay.
It's when they introduced Jack U and then brought like Justin Bieber.
Yep.
But that's overall prior to the Jack U part was just banger after banger after bangers. Such a good set.
The only Jack U song I am actually familiar with is that Justin Bieber song. I Need You the Most. Is that what it's called? I need you the most.
No, where
I need you, or something like that.
Fever.
is it? Where are you now?
Yeah, where are you now?
That I need you.
Oh, that is a good one.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
I think that was like the one that blew up the most out of them. But then I seen a lot of like Jack U, but I didn't know it was Diplo and Skrillex. I'm not gonna lie.
Diplo.
That's all right.
And then Major Lazer is who? It's another one of Diplo's group.
It's Diplo and some other people. I'm
Yeah,
not
I
sure
think it's like
exactly.
two other people.
But they actually have some good shit too, though.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Major Lazer's a good time. Yep. Well, I mean, it's been a good fucking interview though. You got any wise words to say for these new coming DJs? You got anything you would wish you did different?
I would say the whole thought of the comfort zone type of thing.
Oh, yeah.
You know, get out of your comfort zone.
Okay.
Don't be afraid of doing things that that you're afraid to do. When you do it, just do it and do it the best you can. Because when I did it, I didn't think about the failures of it. I just thought about producing a good show.
Right.
You know.
Yep.
Because if I were to think about all the failures of it, then I'm gonna get nowhere. Think optimistic about life.
Yep.
You know. So just be confident in your product. I know it's cliche to say that when you work on a craft so much that you can get nowhere, but you actually get places when you work on something that you love to do every day in your life, you know.
Oh yeah.
So that's me right now. I'm put to the pedal, just keep working on it and get better at my craft, and then eventually I'll get there.
Fuck yeah, man.
And then where do people find your music at?
So they can find my music on SoundCloud for now, under I think Munchie Music. So you can check that out. I have all my mixes on there, my edits, my flips, and all that stuff.
Yep. Instagram, other social medias, Facebook.
Instagram, I do have 2 pages, my personal and my main one, which is Munchie Matt Music.
Gotcha.
You can check that out.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, like I said, there's gonna be a lot more Munchie coming up next year for sure.
Hell yeah.
So I have a lot of fun projects working behind the scenes right now that I can't say, but
yeah,
I'm excited to show.
I'm gonna try and make it out December 8th.
Oh yeah, baby. Well,
Appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, thank you so much, man.
Thanks for having me, boys.
This is the Gotta Be Good podcast, y'all. Thank you for watching. We out of here.
Comment, like, subscribe.
Let's go.
Deuce.